Marketing is mostly psychology, but everyone has different opinions. And you can reach your audience by having a voice, and developing that voice is necessary. A few years ago, I laminated folios. I laminated art that I collected into collages, and the following year, I painted those laminated folios, and the following year, I did that again. My beard's still wet from when I washed my face. I want to make a good impression when I do marketing, and I also want to describe that lore.land can be seeded with art. Like you can seed the plot of lore.land with art. I'm going to do a demo of this, and artists who want to make money from their art can join. And I've also been describing how I've been building this. And also, the code is open source on GitHub. The source code is open. Like you can clone lore.land, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend that because it's not a very high quality code base. Back to the psychology of marketing. I want to describe that I make a lot of art and a lot of different media, and grounding those relationships with some sort of human pace is necessary. So I'm going to show you some art, and you can know that this hasn't been laminated. It's not these aren't the seeds. I just want to describe a relationship to a process. And also, I hope my audience knows that some people are going to believe I'm AI, and I'm not trying to reach the audience who does. I'm trying to reach the audience who's been developing with me. And this is why I would recommend going live on TikTok after you reach 1,000 followers. So you can say, there are at least 1,000 people who have seen me develop, have seen me spend the time making this ecosystem. I would recommend doing this a few years ago before AI exists, but also we need to match the pace of the kinds of things we care about. Without further ado, here's some art. Here is a larger painting. Where do I want to put this? So I think this could be useful for a background scene. I might want to paint over it. I like the idea of including this character, this pensive looking character. I think that would be cool. I recently painted this splotch because I wanted something to remind me of sunshine. I have a whole bunch of these panel canvases and I painted the front and back. I think you might be able to find a version of this painting if you find similar on TikTok. I'm not sure how that feature works exactly. Maybe, but also there are so many paintings that are kind of similar to these. I'm sure something else that I didn't create will come up. And in the context of creativity, in the context of extending a human universe, I like this one a lot for lore.land. I'll have to actually set this one aside. In the context of human creativity, we can describe professional clusters of engagement and say, I don't really mind if my paintings point to someone else's work. If it's possible to tell a story with them and have the elements resonate with some kind of audience. So the reason that I have these structures are to describe that there are textures. I'm looking forward to posting this video next year, if possible, if that comes up on TikTok. I posted some videos recently on TikTok that are a few years old. And the point of this concept is just to describe that there are a lot of different media, and we can find ways and reasons to relate to the dimension. So now we can take photos of the things that we have, we take photos of our art, and then associate those with a style. We can ask ChatGPT to render a concept in a particular style and assume that AI is going to become more advanced as time goes on. And the point of having the different structures described in this way is to just have a quick proof of existing in a physical universe that is paced. How do I say that? Not paste like glue. It has a pace that humans can match. So that's the concept. You don't need to keep on doing this. You just need to do it sometimes and throughout the year. Understand that on TikTok you can revisit the videos from that day. So towards the end of April, I launch lore.land and production season is from October to January. Recently, I made a video where I described 143 laminated folios. I'm going to be wondering about texture for texture.website, and my aim is to associate some interesting textures developed with Midjourney with some stories told by authors. And that'll be more on my Patreon. Cheers.